Hello, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary friends, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We're on episode 2, and we're on to the next bit of training. We are going to advance our rocket just a little more, so suborbital flight. The next step up. Learn how to escape Kerbin's atmosphere and return safely. In this tutorial, Flight Instructor Gene Kerman will take you through the essential flight controls and instruments required to launch a simple rocket to an almost respectable altitude, and how to get it back in one piece. Alright, let's do this thing. Brand new rocket, brand new me, brand new you. As soon as it's done loading. In which we'll wait. Oop, there's something. Oh, there we go.
Hello again, glad you could make it back. Today we will take an exciting step, getting our first Kerbal into space. Yep, with a capital S.
Okay.
Hopefully you remember the controls we discussed in the basic flight tutorial, but don't forget you can always press escape and click the view button, key binding button for a reminder. If you're ready, let's get started.
Alright, it's all the 6 buttons on my keyboard here.
Your mission today is to make a short suborbital, less than orbital, flat out over the water to the east. It's a nice arcing path that ensures a gentle, survivable re-entry. Straight up and then straight down is not so good for survival. I've set up the pink target indicator on the nav ball as aim point, but do note this is not the case for normal missions. The target marker is normally used for other things and does not help with ascents. Starting with the nose pointing straight up on the launch pad or 90 degrees elevation from the eastern horizon. Tilt east to 80 degrees elevation on the nav ball by 150 meters per second. Tilt east to the 7 degrees on the nav ball by 400 meters a second. After burnout, coast up into space and have a look around. Prepare for re-entry. Lastly, re-enter and land safely. Once we reach burnout, i.e. run out of propellant, we'll have a bit more time to discuss some other things. Unlike the Hopper in our first lesson, this new craft has liquid fuel engines. This means we can use the throttle to set output power to the ship's engines. Throttle is controlled by the following keys. Left shift to throttle up, left control to throttle down, Z throttle max, X throttle cutoff. Try these out now. You'll see the indicator needle slide up and down along the lower left side of the nav ball. I push Z for that. All the way up, all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. Alright, cool. SAS stands for Stability Augmentation System, although Kerbal astronauts usually refer to it as Sickness Avoidance Scheme. Whatever it stands for, what it does is try to stop the ship from spinning around using the computer-controlled auto-torque drive compensator technology to counteract the rotation of the ship. In its simplest mode, it will keep the ship aligned with the orientation it has when you turn SAS on, or if you pitch, yaw, and roll while SAS is on, the orientation will when you release controls. SAS can be activated or deactivated if on momentarily by holding down the F key, and it can be toggled by pressing the T key. If you have problems following the maneuvers, once you enable SAS and liftoff, you can click the small red button to the left of the nav ball, somewhere over here. Oh crap, where'd I go? Nav ball. Oh, there we go, yeah. Left of the nav ball, I'm so bad. That has a miniature target indicator. It's the lower left of all the buttons. That will cause the SAS to follow the target indicator and fly for you. Note, this autopiloting function will not be available until you are flying. This craft has a bit too much engine, so we're going to throttle down for launch. Set your throttle to 2/3, the upper of the middle 2 notches on the slider. So, like, here? Oh, wait. Hold on. How do I do the slider? How do I... Oh, okay. That's it. Got it. Yeah, 2/3. Right about there. Cool. Also, turn on SAS to help control things with T. There we go. It'll keep you pointed where you want to be pointed. During this lesson, some of the information is quite detailed and can take a while to read. As this is a short suborbital hop, I don't want you to miss anything important. I will place a warning at the top of pages where you might want to pause the game to read. The warning will look like this. Alright. Okay, enough talk. I'll unlock the rest of the flight controls and you'll be clear to launch. Anytime you may press escape to pause the game. In the pause menu, you can restart the flight or end this tutorial and return to the main menu. I've enabled the target marker on the nav ball. Give it a look to make sure you see it. Yeah, it's nice and pink. And let's get ready to light this candle. Double check your throttle set to 2/3. It is. SAS is enabled. It is. Hit space and you're ready to launch. Remember to start turning at 50 meters a second. Alright. I'm nervous, but let's do this thing.
3, 2, 1, blast off.
Wait for a bit more speed before we start to turn.
And there we go.
Follow the target marker at 80 degrees. By the time you reach 150. Good work. Get ready to turn further once you reach 250 millimeters a second.
Okay, so I'm
looking good. Now let's turn a little more. We're aiming to get the 7-degree pitch line. You can follow the marker as it moves there.
There we go. We're keeping
Excellent work. We got the rocket just where it needs to be in order to reach space. You should be able to let SAS keep the craft steady for a while as we accelerate further. Now go ahead and throttle up the full power.
full power!
We're really cooking along now. As we get up to these higher speeds, you might start to see some heat effects, but we will clear the atmosphere before it gets too hot. Hold the course and we'll reach burnout safely.
We're out of gas.
Great work! You succeeded in getting your ship on the trajectory bound for space. I've now set your target indicator to align with your velocity vector that will minimize drag by turning the smallest side of the vehicle into the airflow. Somewhere around here, you'll see the nav ball speed indicator auto switch from surface to orbit.
In a second. A little bit more there. Okay.
Accompanied by speed number jumping. Go ahead and switch back to surface mode by clicking on it until it says surface again.
Clicking on where? Oh, there it is. Okay.
You might notice some flickering flames near the end of our burn there, which is due to the high speed of your craft in the atmosphere. Normally oh god, I missed the thing. Now that we're coasting our way to the apoapsis, that's the highest point of our current projected path, we got a little time to chat. Once you clear the atmosphere, we'll go over what you can do in space.
Just making sure that I'm still pointed toward the pink target. There we go. So we can zoom out. We can, what can I do? Can I adjust the camera around so I can, like,
Whoa!
I'm inside. I kind of want to look down at the planet here. But we're doing it. Oh, music change.
While we float up here beyond the atmosphere, I'll quickly tell you about a couple of things you can do. With an advanced enough astronaut complex in the KSC, we can train our Kerbals to be able to spacewalk, or EVA. Although we won't be doing that on this flight. Also, when we're carrying science devices like our goo containers, we can perform experiments. Feel free to play with the goo canisters now by right-clicking on them. I'll let you know when it's time for the next phase of this suborbital flight.
Alright, let's play with some goo. Right-click the goo. I'll move this thing out of there. Observe the mystery goo, as it says there. There it is. You can see it now. Yeah, observe mystery goo. Oh. Mystery goo observation while in space near Kerbin. The goo seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to become brittle. Interesting. Transmit the data. Transmitting this experiment will render the module inoperable. Yeah, screw it. Time to reorient.
As we near the edge of the atmosphere again, it's time to reorient the pod.
Oh god, I gotta do more stuff. Okay. Almost. Yep, almost. Yeah.
Nice, now hold steady on your new altitude.
Let Esquets do its job.
And get ready to decouple the stage and start re-entry.
Alright, I'm ready to decouple. What am I decoupling first? Oh, that's right, the ring. Hold on. Yep, I'm ready to go.
Now it's time to get rid of that booster since the wing is down. Stage to discard the unseated parts en masse.
Alright, decoupling.
During re-entry, with your pod oriented this way, drag producing out to the top, aerodynamic forces alone will hold it properly stabilized. So it's time to turn SAS off and do some stuff. Oh god. So SAS. Oh, it's already off. Now you're entering Kerbin's atmosphere. Make sure to keep all hands and feet inside the pod at all times. We don't want you.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. We're cool. We're cool. We're cool. We're cool.
We don't want you getting burned or anything. Don't mind the flames. Werner is a world-famous rocket scientist after all, and he's built this ship to withstand them. Last time we watched the parachute icon wait for right time to open a chute. This time we're going to do something a little different. Remember in the construction tutorial where you design your vessel, you set the chute to not to semi-deploy until 0.75 atmospheres of pressure? That means the chute won't deploy until... Yeah, it means the chute won't perform the first of its 2 deployment steps until then, even if you activate by staging it now. On Kerbin, 0.75 atmospheres means about 2,000 meters about altitude above sea level, and the trash should be traveling slowly enough by then that the chute will survive deployment. Let's take the bold step of arming this chute now and let the smarts in there pop it at the right altitude. You know you can trust me. Stage the chute now by pressing space.
Alright, it is staged. We're looking at red. Do not touch it for a while, obviously.
Awesome. So while we set your chute to not actually semi-deploy around 2 kilometers, we do look out for you mission control. We do need to ensure that the opening height, its second full deployment step, is correct. You can even adjust these parameters during flight. So right-click on the parachute now and check their sliders.
Which is going to be right here, so let's go ahead and drag. Nope, I need to take this and drag it. There it is.
Don't trust the pressure. Don't trust the pressure slider, or bad things will happen. Make sure not to deploy a chute is no less than 1,000 meters. You will not have enough time to slow down. Once you're satisfied, just hang on until about 2 kilometers and watch the parachute trigger itself according to the settings we've chosen. While we're waiting, I want you to look at the bottom of the capsule. Note that you don't have heat shields. You don't need one. It's such a gentle flight. Actually, heat shield will make things more dangerous on this craft because the additional mass will be pushing the limits of this parachute.
All right. So 2 kilometers. Boom.
Yes, the chute is away. Now let's enjoy a leisurely float down to the surface.
Cool. Yeah. Automatic parachute going into the water. Eventually, nice and slowly, we're gonna make a gentle splashdown for our dude. His name is Jebediah, and he's a pilot. He's got 5 stars. That's pretty good. Who's rating him 5 stars? Is it us? Is it me? Did I rate him 5 stars? Or did his peers rate him 5 stars? Either way, we did it. Cool. Cut the parachute now. No, I love my little Kerbal guys. They're cute and adorable. I want them to be okay. So that's what I'm going to do. Make sure that they are okay. 100 meters left to go. Yeah, this is a gentle splashdown. We're going to 5.5 meters a second. That's pretty decent. I mean, it's not super fast or anything. It's like, less than 20 miles an hour. That's a school zone. We're going school zone speeds. And bloop.
Welcome back, and congratulations on completing and even surviving your first real mission. You've managed to launch, control your vessel into space, orient yourself correctly, and land safely. That's quite an achievement. If you want to practice this again, choose Revert to Launch from the pause menu. Otherwise, end the scenario. And be sure to check out the other tutorials. My next one's about going for orbit and is really exciting. There's always lots of more on the KSC.
Hell yeah. Love it. So let's get on out of here. And end the scenario. Yes, thank you. Alright, awesome. I dropped my phone on the ground. So now we've got that. Let's go to the next one. Advanced construction. Alright. Let's see what Dr. Von Kerman himself has to say on the matters of big old shape construction. Go on inside. Boom. Alright. In our last tutorial, we built a vessel that could escape the atmosphere, but it didn't have enough oomph to escape for long. This time around, we'll cover more advanced rocket design concepts, like multiple stages and boosters, as well as the extra parts like RCS and solar panels. You'll want these if you spend more than a few minutes in orbit. When we're done, you'll have a craft capable of ascent to orbit, orbital operations, and a safe return to Kerbin. And you can test it out in the Go for Orbit tutorial, which will teach you how to make use of it all. You'll notice there are lots more parts available this time. That's because an orbit-capable craft is much more complex than the little puddle jumper I showed you how to make last time. However, the main principles are the same, so I hope you'll remember what I taught you. Who are you again? If you mess up, say you have somehow managed to delete your whole craft, you can hit Control Z to undo your last change. I love Control Z in real life. Can I get an amen? Again, you only have one pod available, so go ahead and select it. If you select the wrong pod, blah 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 blah. Just like last time, select the parachute and deploy it. That's your utility, parachutes, and boop. And again, like last time, adjust the parachute parameter by clicking on the pod. So, minimum pressure 0.75, altitude of 1,000, great. We're now going to construct an upper stage. This upper stage will finish placing the pod in orbit, and once there, provide RCS steering thrusters and electricity for the pod. It will also provide all maneuvering capability in orbit, including the re-entry burn. It's going to consist of a decoupler. We want on to carry it home, an RCS fuel tank, a liquid fuel tank, 4 RCS thrusters, 4 solar panels, 4 batteries, and an efficient upper stage engine. I wasn't going to say partridge in a pear tree, that joke is too old. Just like your mother. Oh! Yeah. Wunderbar Kerman, out! That was dumb. That's quite the shopping list, isn't it? So let me know when you're ready to proceed. Firstly, we will add a stack decoupler below the pod that will let us discard the pods. So the decouplers are going to be in the coupling section. Okay, stack decouplers. There we go, like so. Bap. Yeah. If the arrows are pointing down, that's not good. But they're pointing up. So we are good. Next, we'll add an RCS tank. RCS stands for Reaction Control System, and this fuel will help us with fine maneuvers. Go to the tanks category and add a German Panzer tank. Wie verwenden Sie vor? Okay, sorry. FLR1 for the RCS fuel tank under the decoupler. So tanks, where are the tanks at? Up. Oh, fuel tanks. Yeah, FL120 RCS. We want to add just one, I guess? Alright. These fuel tanks store monopropellant for RCS thrusters. New advances in plumbing technology made it possible to route RCS lines to any point of the ship. So unlike liquid fuel tanks, RCS fuel tanks can be placed anywhere. Cool. Your craft is going to need all the monopropellant in the tank, so to save some weight, right-click it to get the parts options and move down the slider down to 96 units. 96? Alright, there it is. Monopropellant is called that because while large rocket engines use 2 propellants, fuel and oxidizer, RCS uses a single propellant. RCS is generally less efficient, but is good for small velocity changes in any direction, rather than just forwards like the main engines do, and can be used to rotate the craft as well as move it. Cool. We'll be adding multiple liquid fuel tanks in this stage to get the right amount for the upper stage, or an engine, and we need an extra tank to offset the weight of the RCS. So add a tiny rocket propellant tank, it's the one named FL-T100, and then a medium one below it. So we got that like so, and the medium one is the FL-T400. The FL series was received as a substantial upgrade over previous fuel containers used in the space program, generally due to its ability to keep the fuel unexploded more often than not. Fuel tanks are useless if there isn't a liquid engine attached under it. They can also be stacked with other fuel engine or tanks to increase the amount of fuel for the engine below. Cool. Small and medium. Lastly, for the main parts of the upper stage, we will add an engine. The Terrier engine will produces almost no thrust at sea level air pressure, but is highly efficient in space, and above 20 kilometers where the atmosphere is thin enough not to interfere with the exhaust. This makes it a good choice for an upper stage, since the engine will not be activated until the rocket has reached the conditions where this kind of engine works well. If you select the wrong engine, we can always throw it away and try again. Add an LV909 Terrier to the bottom of the tank. So the Terrier, that's this guy here. The 909 model was initially received with some skepticism by spacecraft engineers, as it defied the long-standing conventions that more power is always better. Despite this, the 909 series has found its place in the spacecraft construction world, being particularly useful as a final stage of a landing engine. Cool. So, boop. Nicely done. That's a pretty well assembled upper stage if I do say so myself. Yeah, I'll get you to orbit if you put enough rocket under it. While we have this reasonably simple vessel here, let's explore one of the other useful tools we have available. To make sure your ship flies controllably, some parts need to be placed carefully around the point inside the ship called the center of mass. The CRM is a spot where the mass on one side is balanced by the mass on the other side. Thrust applied through the com will cause the ship to move without unwanted rotation, while thrust properly applied around the CRM will cause the ship to rotate without moving. This makes the CRM such a useful and important thing that we added the tool so the assembly building can show you it to the marker. Let's have a look at that, how that conductor indicator works here. Click on the CRM indicator card title and we'll have the play. There we go, so... Bam! There we go, there's our center of mass. Okay, let's adjust the fuel levels in some tanks to see how that affects the center of mass. Right-click on each of the fuel tanks and drag the fuel and oxidizer pedals down to 0. Don't touch the monopropellant. Can I right-click? Oh, it's behind there. So, oxidizer... Oh, fuel and oxidizer down to 0. Okay. Yeah. No, that's monopropellant. Where's my other guy? Oh, there it is behind. Gotta go that whoop. And that whoop. Pretty much the same. As you're doing this, you will see the CRM move. During flight, the vessel CRM will move in the same way as it burns fuel until the tanks are empty. Makes sense. Now go ahead and refill the tanks so we can proceed to add some of the accessories to our upper stage. They'll transform it from merely something that gets us into orbit to something that helps us once we're there. So yeah, full fuel and oxidizer. Bam. Now that you know where the COM is when the stage is full, and when it is empty, you have the information you need to place RCS thrusters. RCS thrusters are found in the command and control category. Moving the spaceship without rotating it is called translation, which is this is a useful kind of maneuver for several reasons, including docking to another craft. In order for translation with RCS to avoid unwanted rotation, you need to balance the thrusters around the COM. So the net sum of forces is balanced right on this natural pivot point. For 2 equal sets of thrusters, each set should be equidistant from the COM. And for a single set, what we're doing here, they should be right around the COM itself. What makes this complicated is that the COM changes during flight, as you just saw. So you need to place the thrusters as a compromise point between the wet COM and the dry COM. Notice in career mode games, RCS thrusters don't become available until fairly late. So in the meantime, the reaction wheel capability built into your command pod will probably be enough for turning in space, though reaction wheels do not allow you to translate. Okay. Oh my goodness, X-Lone Lupine. That's our friend Colleen, welcome! This is Kerbal Space Program. It's been around for a decade, and I'm just now getting around to playing it, now that the sequel's coming out next month. Basically, it's these cute little guys named Kerbals, and they're going to space. This is the tutorials of me learning how to build a rocket properly and getting all the fun stuff done. Thank you very much. That is my generic, kind of like a German, Austrian bastardized accent, because I'm having fun. So yeah. Let's turn on angle snap to make the aligning the thruster parts easier. Do that by clicking on the toggle snap icon in the lower left or by pressing the C key. Boop. Ensure we have 4 times symmetry turned on. Boop, boop, boop. And when you place a set of 4 RV105 RCS thruster blocks on the upper stage. Thruster blocks, where the hell are they? Oh, there they are. Nice, I got it right. I remember command and control. Ha! So we've got these guys here. The recent discovery of a third law of physics made it possible for Stedler Corps engineers to produce these small monopropellant thrusters to help with attitude control and linear motion. Even though many Kerbal physicists still dispute the validity of this new law, studies show that the thrusters seem to work as advertised. Alright, cool. If we don't get some place, yeah, the tiny rocket propellant tank is about the right place to attach these, just in case you need a hint. Yeah, I figured as much between that point of there and that point there. If we don't get the placement quite right, you can also use the offset gizmo to fine-tune their position. Make sure you turn angle snap off before using the offset. You will want fine adjustments for that. And with snap turned on, the adjustments are anything but fine. Click the offset mode icon in the upper left of the main editor window, just to the right of the part list. Then click RCS part. Drag one of the axis indicators to move it. When you want to recess the adjustment, hit space. When done, go back to place mode. So let's go ahead and put this guy, boop, right about there-ish. Yeah, cool. When you're all done, turn the CRM indicator off. Boop. Lots of things on the craft use electric charge. That was cool scientists call rocket electricity. In order to keep your batteries topped up, you will need a way of generating power. Now, some engines generate electricity while they're running, but you don't want to keep your engine running in orbit. Your orbit would get all kinds of messed up and you'll run out of propellant. Our command pod has some batteries built into it, but to be safe, you can add more batteries, and you can add some solar panels or other electricity generating items. We are going to do both.
Switch to the electrical category and ensure we'll have angle snap turned on and still 4 times centimeter mode. We'll use our rotation skills to adjust the panels before placing them. That's all those keys. Grab the arc stack controller panel, hold it over the lower end of the fuel tanks and press 8 rotate at 90 degrees, then click to place a set of them. Okay, so this is going to be from where? Electrical? Ah, here we go. OX stat solar panel. Bam. And then I need to hit A to rotate. Okay, cool. Hold it over the lower end of the fuel tank. So like so-ish. Cool. Now go ahead and place a set of 4 Z100 batteries between the solar panels. Alright. Right in the middle. Cool. Excellent work. You've built a nice starter upper stage, which will do well for some orbital exploration. Now we need to work on getting it up to orbit. And for that, we'll build up a lower stage. In comparison to the upper stage, it's quite simple. Just a couple of tanks and an engine. That won't be enough alone, however, so let's some boosters too. Add another D12 stack decoupler on the bottom of the terrier. Okay, coupling. GD12. Click on it and I guess there, really? At the bottom of the terrier. Yeah, sure enough. We'll need this during our ascent to discard the empty parts of the vessel below. Oh, and notice how when you add the decoupler, a fairing is placed around the engine. This will get jettisoned automatically when we stage the decoupler. Cool. Now we need to add the fuel tanks for our lower stage. Add 2 of the medium propellant tanks from the bottom of the stack. So, 2 medium tanks, 1, and 2. For our lower stage, we need an engine that is a sustainer. That's an engine that burns from liftoff until well after the boosters separate. Let's get scientific for a second. Rocket engine performance is measured by specific impulse, or SSP, and the ISP of the engine changes as the amount of atmospheric pressure around it changes. Just as the upper stage needed an engine that is good at low air pressures of high altitudes, the lower stage will need boosters which are powerful at the higher air pressure of the low altitude of the launch pad. And to help carry the rocket through the transition from launch to upper stage, it will need a sustainer engine, which usually sits between boosters and upper stages engines from a performance perspective, having a wide range between the two. So to add the big engine you see there, the LVT-45 swivel to the bottom of our tanks as a sustainer. Alright, where's the swivel? There's a swivel. Alright, I looked at it once before, so boop. Time to tweak the swivel. As its default level thrust, the swivel is too powerful for the rocket we're creating, and for the ascent profile we're going to teach you and to go for orbital. So you'll need to lower its thrust level. This isn't as good a solution as picking a smaller engine with the thrust level you want, but there are so many options. Right-click this right swivel and lower its thrust limiter to 65. 65? There we go. It will only produce 65% of its full thrust potential, but it will also run longer because it's burning 65% as much fuel. Yeah, makes sense. Nice. Now that you have the core of your rocket completed, but as I said before, we'll also be adding boosters to help the sustainer engine get the rocket up and running. We'll add 2 boosters symmetrically so that we'll keep our craft balance and to make sure we don't lug the useless dry mass of boosters around after they run out. We'll attach them using decouplers. This time, however, we'll use radial decouplers, so the boosters can sit beside our lower stage core instead of under it. That way, the sustainer and boosters can fire at the same time. Select the TT38K radial coupler and add it in 2 times symmetry. I'm gonna do that like so, and then decoupler that dude near the bottom of the lowest tank on the stage, near the bottom, so about there-ish. Alright. Cool. More boosters is something you often hear on the KSC. Now it's time to add some. Add a pair of RT Hen Tama SRBs to the decoupler so we have an extra kick early on. Oh, these guys. Hey, nice. Manufacture. Found lying by the side of the road. Okay. Packing a powerful punch for its size, the RT-10 is widely used in many space programs, whenever the need to save cash is greater than the need to keep astronauts alive. Well then,
So, where am I putting these? It just says add them. Add them. I don't know where to add them. Or sideways? I don't know. I guess I'll put them here, like right there, I guess? Sure? Oh, no, it's not what he wanted. Oh, no. Maybe further down? Like there? No. Oh, jeez. What the hell am I doing? I totally forgot what I'm doing. Stand by, please. We'll figure this out. Oh, God. Oh. Those couplers. Okay, I see. Pfft. I got it. I figured it out. Yay, I did it. Unlike liquid fuel engines where you can adjust the throttle during flight, once you light an SRB, it burns at constant thrust until it's out of fuel. We can, however, use the throttle limiter as we did on the swivel to set that constant thrust before we roll out to the launch pad. Right-click one of the SRBs to change the thrust limiter to 50. Do note that changing a tweakable value on one part that's been placed using symmetry will have the same change applied to symmetry counterparts. So, thrust limiter to 50. And fit, bend, and, nope. Damn it, I want to get exactly the 50. Yep, whip, there we go. Remember when I said I'd teach you how to make the part in the Sumper Craft from Construction Basics survivable? Well, this thrust adjusting is how that could be done. Also, you could just have to put a coupler on it. Right, now that the SRBs have flat pancake tops, which is simply not a good look, oh, and bad aerodynamically, let's fix that by adding a pair of nose cones. Nose cones can be found in the aerodynamics category. You can add a pair of them using 2x symmetry. Aerodynamics. Nose cone. Bam. While we're on that tab of the toolbox, let's add some fins too. Fins come in various sizes and styles. As we've learned earlier, this will help stabilize your craft. Since these fins are control surfaces, they also add some extra control authority while low in the atmosphere, while the air is thick enough for them to have a helpful effect. Add the AVR8 winglets in 4x symmetry near the bottom of the lowest fuel tank in the lowest stage. Make sure they don't intersect the decouplers and SRBs. If you do have those parts, any flight will be interesting, but exceptionally short. Alright. I think that's okay. I wish I could rotate. Or can I rotate? Oh no, I want to rotate the parts. I want to rotate the world. I want to see around my thing. That's fine. Okay, so it's not right yet. The heck? What do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? Oh, I forgot. I thought I changed it to 4. Never mind, I'm smart. I'm a smart boy. I'm the smartest boy. Huh? No, not quite. Damn. Up here, maybe? Stop switching back to 2, you butthole. No, not there. Yeah, something's not right here. I can get 4 of them, like, elsewhere. I don't know. I may have to take a few whacks at this. So hold on. Once again, stand by. Here. Oh, now it finally works. Now it finally works. Okay, cool. Love that. And you suck. Excellent. We've now got all the components on our basic orbital rocket. But let's run through a few extra things before we call it a day. Firstly, we should review the staging stack to check the order of actions and parts displayed there. It's luckily I've highlighted this for you. Because the SRBs are set to fire before the Sasena, and that just won't do. You won't have enough thrust to get off the pads that way. Moves the swivel staging icon down to the same stage as the SRBs. The swivel is going to be that dude? Where are my SRBs at? That stage? There? No. There? There? Where the hell do I need to go? Where do I move them to? Which are the SRBs again? Stabilizing super to butt. SRB. Oh, the hammer boosters. Okay. So those guys are these guys. Part of stage 2? Oh crap. There we go. I'm just gonna keep on moving around until I find the right one. There, no. There, no. And back there's a no. None of this makes sense. German Kerbal guy.
One eternity later.
Oh. Crap, how do I undo the undo? How do I redo? Oh, son of a bitch. Control Shift Z? No. Control J? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I messed up. I messed up. It's okay. It's okay. We'll be fine next time, I promise. We knew what's up. We had everything ready to go, so we can go to the mission. Yeah, that's what it'll do. Yeah, we're gonna forget this ever happened. Just go the hell away. Alright. Awesome. Love to see it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Forget this ever happened. Also, if you can hit that subscribe button and the like button and the bell and all that other fun stuff, be great. Also, the comments, great. And if you can share us with your friends and loved ones, that'd be swell. So until next time, where we pick up the pieces and figure shit out, take it easy.